Can anyone catch them, do you think?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, unbelievable. We didn't expect that.
As unbelievable as it sounds, this is another Arsenal podcast. That is the Away Gunners podcast. We bring news and reaction from Arsenal fans from all over the world. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Away Gunners podcast. We have got Ellen and Keerthi back with us. Arun and Deepak are missing today. Sorry again for all Deepak fans. He'll be back next week. He was not available today for the recording, but it's not a good, happy pod to record to, but not really sad one too. It kind of feels like the one of those distant memories of a game week. The City game was not bad, but it was not memorable. Like if you ask me after a year or two what happened in that game, I would absolutely have no idea of it. Ellen, did you feel that way? What is your reaction after the City game?
Like after the City game, right? Like if you see last part, like we all predicted we will have a loss. City is on a good run, and it's a man to man. Like it's not. We are not that capable to defeat City at the moment, at least. Like because tactically,
I said
we are
draw.
still working on. Yeah. No, majority of us predicted a loss, but what was like a worrying factor for me is like if you see the last few games of City, right? They haven't gone to like fourth gear or fifth gear, and yet still they are defeating us. Like
they haven't gone to even second gear.
That's what I'm saying. That's the worrying part. Like say City playing with their full potential and defeating us, it's a different thing. But them like not even going to that level and still defeating us. See, I think they did some substitutions. Thinking about the Champions League, like they actually took the pedal of the foot, and still we lost it by 1-0. And see, I felt like it wouldn't have mattered if it was like a 3-0 or a 4-0 rather than just 1-0.
But that is another thing that I keep hearing, right? Like we have been hearing about this, that teams have not actually performed well with us, but it keeps happening. Aston Villa was 1-0, Wolves was 2-1, Leicester was 1-0, Man City was 1-0. How many games are like, it cannot be just a coincidence, Keerthi, right? It cannot be just a coincidence that all these teams come to Arsenal or we go there and they play in their first gear or second gear. We are doing something.
Correct. I think we are setting up the teams to be defensive based on the opponent's form. Arteta is, I think he wants to see himself as a practical person, and that's why he's setting up the game like that, or the teams like that. Especially it was evident with Manchester City. Is as you said, or as Wenger says, the team was always was playing with handbrakes on. The reason is clear. Arteta wants to be safe, wants to play safe, especially against the likes of Wolves or Aston Villa, and he just hopes we'll get one or two chances, we score, and we go home with a 1-0 or win 1-0 basically. But it just goes the other way, right? When you're setting up a team like that, to be safe and just nick a goal and then win, it can definitely go the other way, and that's how things have gone. From Manchester City game, what I saw was I was afraid of early goals. The last 3 or 4 games against Manchester City, we have conceded in the
within
first
the
5
first
minutes.
15 minutes.
First 5.
No, that 15. Is like 7 or 8 games. Like if you take first 15, it's like 7 or 8
7 or 8 games, not even 5 games. So I was thinking, okay, maybe if we don't do that, we'll have a chance of at least getting a point or something. And then the second minute, I'm seeing a blunder. Then I was like, okay, it's going to be a 6-0 thrashing or something. Then I loved the way we reacted. especially in the first half. It was actually entertaining to watch the way we, way we organized ourselves when City had the ball. Of course, they were kind of, as you said, in first gear. They weren't, maybe because Pep thought, okay, let's go easy on Arteta. I don't know.
But crazy corner.
But there was a fantastic ball from Kevin De Bruyne to whom did in the first half? It was a
Sterling missed it.
Sterling missed it. And in the second half, Gundogan missed it. Or else it would have been a bad result for us. Okay, those passes were absolutely terrific. And then this guy is returning from an injury, long break. So overall, it was okay. Maybe if we had scored, we did not get any clear-cut chance. One chance that's standing out to me was the chance from the best chance came from the right-hand side. So when Bellerin passed it to Pepe, and Pepe went into almost into the final third, and Bellerin was free. He had to cut in. And in that time, Pepe was as usual lazy, slow, and we lost that opportunity. That was the only thing that was bothering me. Apart from that, the 1-0 loss did not hurt me much. But Benfica, maybe we should have done a little better, I feel.
Ellen,
considering we weren't really playing in their home, they had a really good home form. I was a little worried about that. I mean, I was wishing that we come back with a win, and then and then the second leg we'll play better and win comfortably and proceed to the next round. But it looks risky now.
Yeah, actually, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to Ellen about. You were talking about how Manchester City had an eye on the second or their Champions League game. The same way, we could have had, or Arteta could have had the same thought, because he played both Aubameyang and Saka again. And Saka played again another 90 minutes. That kid is playing non-stop, and we rotated our back CBs. We did a lot of other things, right? Which we made all the changes, which we wouldn't have done if we would have comfortably dispatched Benfica. Do you think?
Not exactly. Like, I don't think Arteta is doing that way, because if he's worried about some players override or this thing, right? Like, see, Laka was like fully fit for Europa as well as like any of these games. He didn't start at all. And then, like, say, Emily Smith-Rowe, like, we know, like, he was like completely like exhausted, like even before, like, and even if we discussed in our part, like, we were thinking of like one of them only will be playing like Europa and the other one will be playing in City, but both of them played in Emily Smith-Rowe and Odegaard played in the Benefica game. Like, see, so I don't think, like, see, it is more like Arteta saying like who's the best 11 I can play with and like I can defeat the other team, or like even if it is going to be defending, who is the best 11 with which like I can get a point.
But I was really surprised by two things, right? First of all, the centre back pairing, because especially Mari is coming out after an injury. This is his first game after injury, so that was really surprising for me. I thought like Luis would play. Yeah, Luis would play, absolutely. That's what I thought, and that rotation was completely by surprise. And I think
I felt that was because like he wanted to upset Pep's plan. Like, he doesn't want him to like play like the usual set of players or this thing. Because with Pep, right, like he always tried to outsmart him tactically. Sometimes it has backfired, like the previous game. But like that is what I think he tries every game with Pep. So I was like not that much surprised. But again, see, with now, right, like we have like some like compared to Mustafi and the other era, like we have like some 4 good center backs now. Like see, player with potential. They might not have achieved that, but like we have 4 players with potential. Like Luis at the fag end, but like still I can say like compared to the people we have, like he still has potential. But like so that I think like that rotation is not a big issue for me. Like, but again, like see, I want accept everything whatever Keerthi has said, but there is one thing like which I'm not okay with. Like, See,
Come on,
not
fight,
with
fight,
Keerthi,
fight.
but mainly with you. Not with Keerthi, but mainly with you because
Okay.
see, you are saying like against Aston Villa, like see, City is a different league. Like maybe
Yeah,
that
I
can I
mean,
accept.
absolutely.
But like I
Absolutely.
understand one thing, Aston Villa or a City game, we were 1-0 down within the 5 minutes. So you should not like defend an handshake unless you are afraid of that team like scoring 5-6 goals. But again, what is 1-0 and 5-0 is not going to have a big impact because we are not at a position where goal difference is going to make a big difference for us.
You don't
We
know
need
that.
points. We
You
need
don't know
points.
that.
No, we need points. See, the 1 point is more valuable than a 2-0 or a 3-0 loss.
That's true.
And like it had like in 85 minutes, if you're still going for an handshake one, right? Like, see, Villa game was different. Second half, we were good like for 15-20 minutes until Partey injury. But like, we cannot say that as like defensive stability or the other team is like not playing well because of us. Like, see, they have done their 1-0 and even they doesn't have to take the risk. Like, if our defensive formation is even if it is good, they doesn't have to take the risk. But why are we not taking that risk? Because we are the one like who are down 1-0 and it is happening for a like longer period of the match, like 80-85 minutes we are like down. The second thing is like it's like Keerthi correctly pointed out, like with City we were always conceding goals early, and we have recently done that against Aston Villa, which is just like 2 games before if you take the Premier League alone. So what will see, and if your team is not focused on the first or second minutes against the City game where we concede regularly and we have conceded very recently like that, what does that say? Like either the coach is not like making the team to be like aware of that or not punishing the team for those mistakes, or the players are like, even though the coach is trying the best, the players are not ready to adapt, or the players are still going to be even more lazy. Which is not at all good, because like, see, if it had happened like say without that Villa game, right, I can still understand, okay, City, they were like little bit afraid or this thing, and they were, before they could gel together, like they considered that goal. But like it happens regularly with City, so we should have been careful, even if in that case.
No, I could counteract that one, because the thing is, even in the Villa game, that was a new centre back pairing. And this is again a new centre back pairing, and that is costing us the early goal.
No, let me say.
Because
No,
in
let
that
me
game,
say,
if you remember, if you remember in that game, Gabriel came back from the injury. That was his game.
No. See, no. Let me say, like, say, if it was like, say, Mari's side and a problem has happened, right? I can agree. If you take the last 20,
no, it is about
games,
the pairing, right?
It's about
back? It is about the back four, right?
That is what I'm saying. No. That is what I'm saying. Who is the centre back who has played more? It is Holding, and who is the right back who has played more? It is Bellerin. And Holding and Bellerin, right? We cannot say it's a communication problem or like the pairing collapse problem. See, it was a very first attack, and like say it was coming to them, and Holding and Bellerin are playing together for a longer period. So we can see, if it was Keerthi and Mari, at least we can accept that. But like Holding and Bellerin, they are playing regularly. And it was not like, it was more like nobody was taking initiative. See, if the ball was coming, like say, you are saying like Holding is a good centre back. In that case, right, his main skill set is like winning the headers. And it was not like a big tall guy who scored the header against us. It was like against Sterling, who's one
absolutely
of the smaller guys of City.
It was a defensive mistake. It was a defensive mistake that led to the goal, both this game and Aston Villa game. But what I'm saying is the early goals that we are conceding are because of a new centre back pairing and the partnership not gelling in. Because if you consider other games, if you consider,
like they're pairing for the first time, they're not pairing for the first time. See, it is not that. See, they are people who are playing regularly. Like, see that even if you take Mari and Holding, right, they were playing for a lot of matches. See, there could be like, see, when they are playing for the first time, when Gabriel came in for the first time, right, like there was a communication issue in one of the match. I forgot like where we didn't have Luis, and like Gabriel was not able to understand like what the other defender was saying. See, this is not something like that. Like now these guys are
it is not a communication issue. It is more of a partnership issue. It is more of a chemistry issue that, okay, if you move here, I would move here. That would come, or if you pass me, it is going to come to me at this speed. All this would come only with understanding and playing together, at least for a few minutes. That's the problem we have with the midfield too, right? Because midfielders, when say Shaka doesn't see it, because he doesn't see it.
No. Let me clarify this. Like, see, it is not something like that has come because of, like, say, they were attacking
No,
some
not
causes,
the
like
no,
you
no.
didn't
I'm
go
not saying
press it.
that. I'm not saying that the goal comes from that. I'm saying that the uncertainty or the fear in the mind of the players is because of the new pairing.
See, what we are trying to see, the issue, that is what I'm like differing here is, like, say, it is because, not because of all these problems, it is because the players doesn't have the quality or the players doesn't have the attitude. See, if you take
Yeah.
Bellerin, for example,
No,
Bellerin,
I
right?
get it. I get it. No, what I'm saying is that is exactly what I'm saying. So what Arteta is trying to do is offset the quality with the gameplay or the strategy. And because this, when there is a new pairing or a new players whom they are playing together, that doesn't come naturally, because these are not naturally gifted players. Like Holding, I love Holding. I really do. I really think that he should make something big at Arsenal, and I want him to succeed very big at Arsenal, and I want him to play for as long as he can in the first team. But he's a very, very limited player. He's not a very skillful. He's not naturally gifted player. He's not someone who has the defensive awareness. He is good at one-on-one. He is good aerially. That is because of his training. He is not a naturally gifted player. So what I'm saying is, all these issues the issues come up because Arteta is trying to compensate not good talented players with strategy, and these players are not having that go mindset from get go. They need some time to get going. That is the problem.
See, I beg to differ, but like I don't want this to continue for the entire.
We'll
pod,
have
so,
it
like,
again.
later,
We'll
because like
have...
once I start talking about Arteta, it will become a very big thing. About
No,
Arteta, we'll talk later.
No, about Arteta we will talk later. But Keerthi, regarding the attacking stuff though, I mean, in City game we didn't attack much, but before that, in the Benfica game, we had waves and waves and waves and waves of attack. And this has been like from December, this has changed. Before that, we never had these waves of attack, and it has changed. But even in the Aston Villa game, even in the Wolves game, we were attacking a lot more, just that we were not finishing it. But where I was getting to was, is this I mean, is this because why we are not converting these games is because we don't have a center forward who is firing?
See, Lacazette was firing, man. Lacazette was finding his form, right? And then
Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. We cannot drop him.
Well, after what? Several months?
No, but still, I mean, he scored a hat-trick against Leeds, so you cannot drop him against Benfica.
He's our marquee player, and we just want him to be there in these cup competitions. And he's just, irrespective of his form, he's going to be on the team sheet. He's going to be on the starting 11 most of the time. But at least try to sub him off. Bring in Martinelli or Lacazette and try them, right? So because Benfica was not at all in the game. First of all, it's an easy win for us. That's hurting me more than City.
Aubameyang missing that sitter.
Missing that sitter.
He should have scored a hat-trick in that game. And that is why I'm pissed off, because not just because he's scoring a hat-trick or these people are finding form, just that right?
Correct. No. That's what. Same point. If you notice in that game, individually, everybody was performing well. Saka, let be Aubameyang. Of course, there was a miss, but he was good in that game. Odegaard. Everybody, like except for Xhaka, maybe. Xhaka was good, but he was developing his form and he was improving his form in the previous games, and he wasn't on that level. He was still good compared to his old level, but there were few errors. He made life difficult in a couple of situations. One in the 45th minute, almost resulting, giving the ball right in the box, right?
Yeah.
And then again in this towards the end of the second half. So that was unimpressive, but still it's okay. Xhaka was good. Ceballos was also good. So that's why we should have gotten a win, and it would have been it would have been a great opportunity for us in the second leg. But now it's a little balanced, and it can go either way, and it's a little concerning.
Yeah, but what I wanted to check with you is that not just about the forwards, as in like we have players who are, apart from Saka, who likes to shoot, apart from say Pepe when he plays well, where he likes to shoot, and Aubameyang who is a low touch player. We don't have players who wants to shoot, who wants to
It's
actually.
true.
We have waves and waves of attack, but we don't have players who can shoot.
It's true. We are not having enough shots on target. We are not taking enough shots. That's one thing. But again, I don't know. When it comes to Premier League, since Christmas, we have accumulated good points, decent points. Like top 5 teams when it comes to gathering points, we are there. It was horrible before December. So in that way, good. We are scoring 1 goal on an average every game or something like that. But again, in order to win games comfortably, you need to have a player who. And for me, Martinelli is such a player. And even though you are saying that Aubameyang scored a hat-trick and he was on form, I would say Lacazette was doing much more than just in not just in one game. He was gradually improving his form. We were constantly saying he needs to improve, and then when he was gradually improving, we give him a break. Okay, he did not. I think he did not even come
in the City game. Yeah, in the City game when he came on, he actually the team looked better. When he got into the center position and Aubameyang shifted to the left.
So I wish I really wished we started with both Aubameyang and Lacazette. But Pepe, I don't know, man. I really don't know why he started the game. He only explanation is that he will not play for the second leg Benfica. And we just wanted to try him in the City game, give him some game time and see how he performs. Pepe is absolutely rubbish, man. I'm concerned.
I wish Arun was here. Arun loves Pepe.
From the last podcast, right? There were a couple of things that I'm now agreeing with Arun, including Bellerin discussion.
Yeah.
I am starting to notice what people have been noticing for since a long time. Bellerin is not in that level at all.
We will get back to Bellerin like in a moment.
Yeah, we need to come back to now.
Yeah, because I want to take this with Ellen about Martinelli. So regarding Martinelli, though, Keerthi brought up that point. Who is our actually good shot taker? Who is actually a good finisher? Who finds in himself in scoring positions more often? He got substituted during halftime for Willian, and after that game, he has not featured a lot with the team. Is this something similar to what happened with the other young players that Arteta don't want to be around the team?
See, there is a player called as Nelson. We don't even hear anything about him.
He's playing in under 23s. He's playing in under 23s.
No. That's what I'm saying. So Martinelli is going to go into that league very soon. And if I want an honest opinion from me, it is better for Martinelli to go and join some other team in the coming summer, so that he gets playtime, he can have a good career. With Arsenal under Arteta, unless some big injuries or dramatic things happen, he will not have a career.
That is
I'm not blaming Arteta for that.
That is
I'm not blaming Arteta. No, I'm not blaming Arteta. See, with Wenger, right? the defensive players will not grow. Wenger is a very great manager, but like defensive players might not go on their own. Like he had some good defenders. Other than that, right, like the left backs, right, like he was the one who brought right-footed left back players, like and those kind of players flourished under Wenger. I'm not saying all defenders, but like if you take the centre back pairings as such, that's one area where Wenger was like not that good. Similar way, right? Like Arteta is just starting his career, so there will be like few years at least, like after this, you'll have more confidence on all the players. Maybe now it might be a confidence issue, or it might be a fear issue that he has to perform. Like Arteta has to perform, and he is trusting more the seniors. I won't blame him. Like, see, I'll say
no. For me, the thing is right. Like Martinelli. When I talk about Martinelli specifically, he cannot replace Saka. He cannot go ahead of Saka. He cannot go ahead of play ahead of Aubameyang.
One second.
He cannot play ahead of Pepe.
No. Let me finish it with an example.
Okay.
Whatever you are saying, right? I'll say with an example where like none of these players were replaced.
Okay.
Against City games, or not City game, Villa game, we were 0-1 down. Cedric was like replaced by Saka's left back.
Yeah.
In that game, like you see, we did a substitution for Cedric. We moved Saka to left back, and then right, like Willian was warming up. Unfortunately, Partey got injured because at that time, like we were playing really well. The second half, like, I was confident that we'll score because of that kind of. Partey unfortunately got injured. See, I don't know like why the others doesn't warm up, but even in that case, right, like if you need somebody, like you could have asked Willian to stop his warm up and got a midfielder because that would have retained the position. Let me assume that Arteta wanted an attacking player.
Okay.
You had Martinelli. He didn't play him. He played Willian there. Like, why did you have to do that? Like, because you need to have a goal scored. Who's the better goal scorer out of Willian and Martinelli?
Yeah, but Willian could play in right.
No. Let me come to the next thing. Assume that Willian plays right and Martinelli plays left. Very well.
Okay.
Assume that.
No, Willian, it's not an assumption. That's the truth.
No. Willian came into that game. If you take that period, right, Pepe was outstanding on the left.
Yeah.
Pepe was doing that on that game also. He swapped Willian and Pepe. Pepe to the right and Willian to the left. Willian plays well on the right and Pepe, at least this season, plays well on the left.
But that is because Saka was moved to the left.
No. In that case, right, if you want to play Willian on the left, why can't you play Martinelli, who plays very well on the left?
Well, that's true.
See, that's what I'm saying. The better goal scorer is Martinelli. And he doesn't to replace Pepe or like Saka or Auba, whatever the player's names you said. And still, he didn't get a chance in that game.
No, that is why I'm concerned, right? My concern is that same, like, is this an issue with the player that Arteta is having? Or is this a issue of that he is always scared of younger players?
No, if it's... go ahead, Keerthi.
No. I just have one small point. I mean, maybe because he's a little bit cautious with Martinelli after the injury, and then he was coming back, trying to warm up, and then he rolled his ankle again. So maybe he's a little bit cautious in bringing him into the team back again. That's what I feel. I don't think there are clear evidences like there is a rift between
no, it's not rift. No, it's not rift. It's not rift. It is like, see, if you take an example, right, like Saliba, Nelson. See, when I say Nelson, not Premier League, he was not even playing. He was not even playing, like, say, the Europa League's group stages much, unless like there was an injury to other players and like there is no other option.
Nelson, from what I saw, he was bad. Nelson, be it Willock, be it Nelson, they both are not that great. So, not compared to Martinelli, right?
No.
Martinelli was absolutely outstanding. What
about Saliba? Like, Saliba didn't even get a chance.
No, that is the other
Europa
thing,
League,
right?
He was not registered.
Europa
League was not registered. When we were having issues with defenders, Mustafi and others, like, who were supposed to leave, they were all playing. Saliba, who's going to be like our future, he didn't even get a chance.
No,
You
that is
don't
a
have to
different.
register him for Premier League. You don't have to register him for Carling Cup to play when he's under 21.
No, Ellen, that is, I think it is a different thing because that is something that he has never been played. That is a different thing. Why I brought it Martinelli into the discussion was,
No. See, no,
especially,
that is
especially,
no.
it's a
You are
similar
saying
situation
Martinelli
to.
as an isolation, but what I'm saying is,
No. I'm not saying Martinelli as an isolation. What I was trying to bring is that, like before, Eddie Nketiah got a lot of chances, and then he was not performing, or something happened, and he was dropped, and he was never seen in the team again. He's never
no.
seen till now. He has not been into the team again.
No. There is
And
one
Pepe
thing
went through
difference
the
here.
same phase, and then now I think Martinelli is going through the same phase. That is what I'm concerned about.
Not exactly. How many chances Martinelli has got to say that like he hasn't performed? He has got very few chances, maybe because of injury. But then, like, see, don't compare Nketiah with these guys. Like, Nketiah was not started by even Leeds.
Mhm.
Reason is Nketiah is a different kind of player. He is not going to like help in your build-up play and everything. Arteta wants that kind of thing. And Leeds, for that exact reason only, like they didn't continue his loan also like after January. Like it was more like he will be always be playing that this thing like as a backup plan whenever like Bamford cannot play. Like they want like somebody like who long balls or something. They want somebody at that end, right? Like that is the only time they'll play him. See, I'm not blaming him. That is this. He's like a proper poacher or a striker. I'm not blaming him for that. Like that will not suit for our team. But he got more chances. Whereas players like Martinelli, who will suit us better. See, when I say Nelson or this thing, I'm not saying them like to be like world class or they have to play day in day out. But like what I'm trying to say is like you can see the trend with Arteta. See, we are saying ESR and Saka. ESR was playing only after it was clearly visible like the number 10 is a big hole for us. And he played all the players at number 10. He played all the players at number 10, including Laka. And then only he realized that there's no other option. Let me try with ESR.
But then he also buys Odegaard, who is a youngster. He brings in Odegaard, who is a youngster, into.
See, there is other difference. That is what I'm saying. Players who are proved, like say Odegaard is like a.
No, he has not proved
he's from
anything.
Norway, right?
Yeah.
What? He's one of the wonder kid of the group of Norway, and he's a Real Madrid player whom Real Madrid has bought it. See, if there is an youngster from Manchester City this season, if he had got him for loan, Arteta would have played him day in, day out. He goes by reputation. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not blaming Arteta for that. The reason is it is his first season as coach and like there is pressure. See, maybe if he had got good results in the first half, right, he might have played these kids more. He's having pressure to perform. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. When I said about Martinelli leaving, right, I said for the kid's future, having kid in the mind.
Oh,
I'm
no
not
way.
blaming
Come
Arteta
on.
like for.
I would not want him to go. Come on, he's what, 19 years old?
I don't want him to go.
19 years old, he still have like 10 plus years with us.
You know Reyes, right?
Yeah.
You know Reyes, right? He left us like for a personal reason.
Yeah.
And he was extraordinary like in the season he played with us like as part of that Invincible. Like and I was like feeling the same way like how you are feeling for Martinelli. Like it happens. But sometimes, right, you have to see the career growth of that person also whom you like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is a conundrum with Martinelli. But going back to defense, actually, I want to check with Keerthi. Keerthi, what do you think of Bellerin actually? Because the problem for me is play that right hand side is having a lot of troubles. We have been trying to make it work with Saka playing and on the right and everything. Even then, it was Saka performing, not the right side that's performing. It was just one player who was performing, not exactly the side that was working. Is it just Bellerin issue or is it the combination with the midfielder? Because there it's always going to be someone like El Nini or Ceballos or some other midfielder who is not actually good. I hate to say it, not even good at Kaka.
It is definitely an issue with Bellerin. He has, since the injury, he has never been, a top player for us. Frankly, the pace has been reduced, and we don't know whether it will ever come back. He was not able to, especially in the City game, if you see, he was not able to catch Sterling. There were several instances, at least 4 or 5 instances in which Sterling just casually runs past him. He couldn't catch him at all. And then he struggles and goes and copes up with Sterling once he gets the touch of the ball, and then he tries to tackle.
Yeah, but
then
Bellerin
again,
has never been a defensively strong defender. He has
strong
never
person.
been a
Now,
defensively
going forward with Wenger, right?
Mhm.
In going forward, he was always this right back who just goes deep inside the opponent's half and tries to put a low cross or something. Even though he was not all that great with crosses, he was okay. He was his pace was helping him. That's all. Right now, the pace is gone. So because his pace is gone, or maybe because of Arteta's belief or his philosophy, he's using Bellerin as a defender who cuts into the midfield. Every game you see, there is nothing else. I mean, he has never ever overlapped. As far as I've seen, the left, if you see Tierney or whoever plays as a left back, always overlap. And on the right, you see Bellerin cutting back in. That's it. And it's predictable. As a fan, as a layman, I can see that every other team is going to figure it out. Right? That's what is happening to Bellerin. Okay, just make him play his own game. Let him stay on the flanks, right? And for that, as you said, now coming to that part, that side of the midfield, that side of the attack, everything is crap. Right? Pepe is a flop. Okay, I'll tell you right now. I'm not going to wait for one more season to tell you this. He is a flop. We
have
were
really controversial situation here when Ellen was going on about like Martinelli, let him go out, and then Keerthi saying Pepe is a flop.
No. This was a 72 million. It was a scam, right? Which involved which involved this guy for which he was fired to
Raul Sanelli,
Don Raul.
right? Yeah. So it was a scam. It's as simple as that. He shouldn't have costed us 72 million. We wasted money on him, and we don't know how to offload him now. Arteta is just trying to, give him chance after chance, just hoping that okay, he will make justice for the 72 million. He will not. Okay, the money is lost. Just offload him, get back some of that money, and get done with it. Okay, and also it was like a 4-year installment kind of thing, right? So we are anyway going to bleed money there. I don't know what's going to if there has to be a miracle that needs to happen to solve our right wing problems. The only way is to bring someone else, an accomplished player, not a promising player from League One or Bundesliga. So you see, Werner is openly admitting that the defenders in Premier League are strong and are physical. I cannot do what I did in Bundesliga. He's saying that, right? So these people from Bundesliga, League One, I don't know, man. It's a totally different game there, and here the physicality and the way people flows in on forwards, you need to be an extraordinary talent these days to be on the top 6 side.
So,
right?
but that's the question, right? That's the question I have is we are making Bellerin do something that he is not good at, which is coming into the midfield. We already have someone who could do that better than what Bellerin does. We have Callum Chambers, who wants to be a midfielder, who is actually accomplished enough to play the inside midfielder role than Bellerin. And as Bellerin is not offering a space, Chambers is not going to offer a space. Why is that not an option?
It's been ages since I've seen him play, man, Chambers. So I don't know what's going on there, or how good he is now. But
let's say let's say theoretically that's the best solution we have.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say call him a solution before even knowing how he is or how he plays today. But Cedric is better than Bellerin at this moment, purely based on form and basic performance, like doing the basics right. Cedric is better. Cedric is playing on left back better than what Bellerin is doing on the right back. So put Cedric on his natural position. He's really good. Um, he was performing really well in attacks too. So Bellerin needs to sit out. Bellerin needs to sit out. You cannot just play based on your past. Your history. Basically.
I know.
You cannot do that.
I get that, but Ellen, especially, I want to bring the Cedric discussion into it because I know how highly you rate Cedric. But regarding Bellerin, though, I still feel there is a player there. I still feel there is a player who could become better. He was, for God's sake, he was there in the 2015 Team of the Year. Right?
No, that's a different thing. Like,
I mean, are you saying like, yeah, he's lost? He's no longer he can play for Arsenal, but we can sell him to PSG or Barcelona for some money. Is that what?
See, the thing here is like he can play a different role, and in our Arsenal team, right, he cannot play that role anymore. See, let me put it like, say, with another player as an example, okay, like so that like you can relate things. Auba, right, we all know like he will miss some chances and he will score some. He's not like say an RVP or others like who will score with minimum chances. He's always like a striker who will miss some chances. But still we will retain him because we know that. But like say, assuming the percentage is like say he misses like say 30 to 50% now. If it is going to be around like 70 to 80% he'll miss and he'll score only 20%, we'll start worrying about that player. Similarly, right, like say whatever discussions we have had now, right, Bellerin is not a good defender. He was able to defend better because of his pace. Like if somebody he loses the ball, he outruns the other guy and he defends like because of that in the past. But now, right, like after that injury, like he has lost his pace completely. So his other defensive skill sets are like needed to defend better. He doesn't have it now. And it is very difficult for him to become an expert now learning those things now. He can learn those things for survival, but he cannot become an expert there. And Premier League kind of things, right? Like where like the fullbacks are more needed and like they have to be like defensively strong as well as like attacking also they should be good in the recent years if you see. So attacking wise, he can still give some things for us, but defensively, right, he'll make a lot more mistakes. I won't say that.
No, I have another this thing. I mean, I'm not accepting that part because if you remember Walker, right, Kyle Walker, he was not great defensively when he moved to Manchester City, but he transformed into that defensive power.
See, now, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said one word. He cannot become that kind of a player in Arsenal. The reason being, if you take Manchester City, how many stars you have? Like say the other teams will not like come and attack. When there's a KDB pass going there, like their players will not come and attack and pressurize like Walker like that. And if you take City, right, even Pep doesn't know who will play where on that particular day. Then how did the opponents will know? For against Arsenal, right, they can clearly say this is the way the game will be played. That's the situation we are in now. I'm not like saying Arsenal is bad or blaming Arsenal. Like with the current set of players whom we have and the transition that is happening, we cannot go beyond that. Like it will take a couple more years for us to become a really good team. So that being said, right, like so with all those pressure also on Bellerin, right, he will not be in a position to learn new things. And like unfortunately or fortunately for Bellerin, we don't have like any other player for his position to fight for his place.
Cedric.
See, Cedric is good. See, as I will agree with Keerthi, on current form, Cedric can play on the right than Bellerin on current form alone. But see, again with Cedric, why I'm not like comfortable is for the same reason with Bellerin. Like he is also like a player who can go to the flanks and give crosses. He's really good at crosses. I don't think like he can compete with Tierney also for the crosses. He's that good. But the problem is like that will also be like easily understood by the opponent teams, because with Cedric, that is his skill set. Like his skill set is limited. He's really good, hardworking person and everything. His skill set is limited. Like how you said for Bolton, like so not Bolton, Olding, in his early career in Bolton. So similar way, right? Cedric's skill sets are limited. But again, in current form, I'll start Cedric too. Like in few matches over Bellerin, because Bellerin needs to understand that he will be dropped. He is not an important member of this team for him to get the fire back, to learn things.
The only thing about Bellerin that I feel is that I really like him as a person, right? As a person, he's a really good person, and the way he has come into Arsenal and he has become Arsenal now. He is actually an Arsenal through and through kind of person. And I really like that. And we don't have a lot of players that like that way. Like we have Saka, who has come up from the academy. We have ESR, who has come up from the academy. But apart from these two in the first team, we don't have players who are Arsenal through and through. You cannot call Xhaka Arsenal through and through, or you cannot call anyone else Arsenal through and through. And Bellerin is one person who understands, or who actually understand what it is to play for Arsenal. And that is something that I think is very valuable.
No, let me say, do you think Arsenal of the old and Arsenal of Stan Kroenke are the same?
No, it is not.
Everywise.
No, it is not. But what I'm saying is, someone has to feel that Arsenal, right?
No, next set of questions. City are winning. How many players in that City are through and through City players?
It's not about the winning side of it. I'm not talking. I mean,
I'm not saying about actually winning or saying. No, I'm not saying about winning or this thing. I'm just saying that the world is changing. There's nobody going to be like a single club player or a thing anymore. The world has changed.
City fielded a $750 million squad.
No. I'm not comparing with City. I'm just trying to say that as an example. See, the City fans like their players now. They are not City through and through. It doesn't have City philosophy. And that's why I said Arsenal philosophy few years before and like now is completely different. We are not like, see, in the past, like even under Wenger, right, there was a philosophy, we'll play attacking football or we'll try to play total football. Even that kind of philosophy is not there. Like, because like when we went to Emery, it was completely different. Like we wanted a change. So, and
no,
before
Emery,
Wenger, if you go, right, we were like 1-0 team. We will not look great.
No, it has nothing to do with on the pitch thing. It has nothing to do with on the pitch that I'm mentioning. Okay, let me put it this way.
No, that is what I said. Like, say,
let me put it this way as a question. Okay, so if tomorrow a bid comes for Bellerin from PSG, will you sell him or not?
Yes,
we will. Yes, we have to. Yes, for me,
if you want to survive, we have to. He will get you good money because he's at a stage where like he can get developed, and leagues like French league and other places, right? He will not be having a big issues like whatever he's facing here. Okay. So he will definitely do well there, and it is good time for us to sell him so that we can get some money back.
Yeah, the rumors are also pretty strong, and every rumor is saying that he wants to go to PSG, and it's not like PSG approached Arsenal, but the tabloids are saying that Bellerin wants to go to PSG. That's what I'm hearing?
No, as a fan, my question is, Keerthi, that if say PSG comes up with $25 million, do you sell Bellerin for $25 million? And how do you reinvest that into a at least better than Bellerin, better than Cedric right back?
Lamptey. Lamptey. Get Lamptey.
Do you think he'll be available for 25 million? And also, also remember that Bellerin is a homegrown player. So
he gets somebody from League One, like definitely. When I say English Premier League, League One, like definitely they will be better than Bellerin. See, I'm not against Bellerin. See, Bellerin without pace is not the Bellerin of the old. We should not forget that. And no player is bigger than the club.
No, I'm not saying he's bigger than the club. I'm just saying he has better connections with the club. Better connections with the club.
He has. He will always be like, see, past Arsenal players, like wherever they go, except for very few players, right? We always have the others close to our heart, except for the very few players. And those players also only because they have left in a bad way. Other than that, right? Like we always have like those players close to the heart. So that is the reason, like I will say. But if you want, like say, players with passion kind of thing, I can give you a better example under Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger didn't start Eboué much. And Eboué was the most liked player of all the fans. Even the players, right, after they score the goal, they go and celebrate with Eboué in the substitute bench rather than celebrating with the players playing along with them. So that kind of passion he had and that kind of support he had, but he was not started. So, see, that's a different thing, whatever you are saying. And like for us to survive in the ground, right, we need to sell Bellerin.
I mean, I just want to stir up more conversations. That's why I'm bringing this up. But getting back to the game, Keerthi, we have the Europa game coming up tomorrow. Yeah, by the time we are recording, it's tomorrow. And Spurs have won their Europa League game 4-1. I mean, both the legs 4-1. So I think it's 8 goals or something they scored. And we are going to face Benfica again. So what are your thoughts on the game? Are you going for a win? Are you going for a major change, or are we going to play the same team that played the last Benfica game?
Must win. We have to win this game, and I see us winning this game. I'm seeing, like, I'm predicting a 2-1 victory.
Okay.
I really hope that Saka doesn't play. Saka is rested. I mean, because we are putting too much burden on that guy, and we don't want that. So if he had, for City, he had again played the whole game
minutes,
almost, and then 90 minutes, and then previous Benfica game too. So we don't want him to,
and the game before that
burn out. Yeah, we don't want to burn him out. So we need, and that's where I feel like Martinelli has a chance in the next game. So if Martinelli comes in along with Pepe, I think Pepe will also play. So that's going to be the team.
So you're going to be going for Martinelli, Lacazette,
Pepe.
And
ESR.
ESR.
Martinelli, Lacazette, Pepe. And ESR, possibly ESR. Odegaard might also play a role. Maybe coming in after 60 minutes or something. That's what I think. And we should be comfortably winning this game. Lacazette should perform. Okay, he has to be the man of the match for that game and win that game. And so that's what I'm hoping for. I'm rooting for a 2-1 victory.
Ellen, what about you on the Europa game?
No, I also predict a 2-1 victory, but like I don't expect Martinelli to start. Like what I expect is like Auba on the left, Laka on the center, Pepe or ESR on the right, and Odegaard on the number 10. Because like Odegaard substituted in the City game and around the first substitution, so like I expect him to start, and ESR was rested there. I expect both to start.
And Partey
or
coming
it could
in.
be like that's the reason. Partey, like we will push him. We'll push him whether he is fit or not. I think we'll push him and make him play.
I think they did that mistake once.
They'll do it again.
So I just read that they are doing a late, fitness test.
That's what I think.
Let's see.
And one other thing which I want, where like Arteta to do is like he has to be like on the game. Like he cannot play a waiting game in the Benefica game. Like see,
no, we didn't play that way. We didn't play that way in the first leg. Right?
Game. Like City game. When did you do your first substitution? At the 73rd minute when you're down 1-0. You take Leeds versus Southampton game. The game was going 0-0. Leeds was doing okay. It was not like they were bad. There were 2 off-time substitutions which changed the game completely for Leeds.
That is something that Arteta has to learn. Arteta is not a great man manager.
We are talking about Arteta as practical coach.
Yeah.
A practical coach, right, will not wait for the substitution like against what he did in the City game. Like,
No, that is just
like
an amateur thing, right? Like that is something that has to be learned on
that
the
kind
job
of
because
mistakes, right? No, that kind of mistakes would be punished in this single game because a lot of things are riding on this single game. See, you just brought in Spurs point, like they are winning like the Europa League. See, if you take the Spurs team which went to the Champions League final, not big changes to this team and that team. There are few personal missed out, but like they've got some replacements for those players too. They are performing bad in league. So if they concentrate completely on the Europa League, right? Like we never know unless there's a Son or a Kane injury, they still have a good chance. But we cannot be saying that kind of confidently that we have a chance in Europa also at the moment. Like, see,
no,
I'm not saying Spurs is a better team than us. Spurs will always be worse than us, but they can at least confidently say because of those two players. But we cannot say that at the moment. So we need like all these games to be won somehow or the other. So we have to be always 100%, and like we have sometimes even have to go beyond that.
Wait till my guy Willian comes up with great games and winners the Europa League. Then you guys will
I
be.
really don't know. I don't
No.
want to.
He will come up. He will come up and help us win Champions League only. He hasn't committed for Europe or other things.
He has
So
gotten
once
enough
we go to the
abuse.
Champions League, he will help us to win that.
That's what I'm saying. So he has gotten enough abuse everywhere. So I really feel kind of bad for that guy now, and I really pray to God that he finds at least 25% of the player he was for Chelsea. That would be enough for me.
We have had already Martinelli, Pepe, and Hector Bellerin, so we don't want to get into the Willian conversation today. But
We don't want to.
but do you see us going all the way, Keerthi? Do you see us going in the Europa League, especially because that's the only chance we have, right? We don't have. I don't think we have a great chance in the Premier League to finish in top 6 or top 4. Top 4, forget it. Top 6, maybe outside chance, maybe. But Europa League, what do you think? Because I'm scared of all the English teams in the Europa League. I'm not scared of any other teams. I'm scared of the Uniteds, the Spurs, and
So that's what I'm also concerned about. And these guys are already almost through. So I'm pretty sure we will be moving to the next round. I really hope that this happens, and but not. It's really going to be a very difficult fight. Not like the other season when we faced Atletico.
Yeah.
That was with Emery. That run was good, but this season it's not going to be like that. It's going to be tough, very difficult. Even the other European teams are pretty strong, along with United and Spurs. Moving into the next rounds, it's going to be really, really difficult. And with our current form, it just takes one bad match, right, to put us out of the competition. So we cannot afford that. One person doing one big mistake in a game, and the chances are gone. So we have to be very careful with that. And I'm kind of, I'm cautious. I'm positive, but not going to be too optimistic about it.
Ellen, what's your take? Do you see us going all the way in Europa League, or is this just going to be
like maybe like I'm pessimistic in that? Like I'll get the confidence only if we go to like the semi-final stage. Until that, right? Like I still feel it as a lottery. The reason being, like, I don't have the confidence in my team that like they will play that 180 minutes with full concentration and will not do any mistakes.
Okay, let me put it this way. What if Partey plays for the rest of the competition?
Even still, I will not see. You have like other holes. Like say a Bellerin right back mistake might, if he concedes like 2 goals in a game. Like since we are talking about Bellerin today, I gave him as an example. It's like, and if we lose 2 goals, it's difficult. in the Europa
Yeah.
League, like because you travel to various places, like, and see, unlike the other seasons, right? Like we have like 2-3 games every alternate week or like every week almost. So with that, right, like your players will not be fit also, like for each and every game. So it is going to be even more difficult than the previous seasons. And there are like a lot of good teams in Europa. So, but if you go to that stage, right, I have confidence on Arteta that like he will adapt according to that and he'll prioritize this tournament also, and like we have a chance. Until that, right, like that's more like a lottery. I will say the same for the other teams also. Until that, like anything can happen for any team.
Okay, let me
If
hold you.
Partey can stay
Yeah.
fit, right? If Partey can stay fit, maybe we have a chance to go further into the knockout stages. Especially when Partey is available, Xhaka seems to play with more freedom, and they both complement each other really well.
Good.
So hopefully that happens. We'll see.
So let me hold
Thanks
you.
a lot, Keerthi. Thanks a lot, Keerthi. Because like when I
was
Partey,
waiting for you to jump in on that.
when Partey was starting to play, right, I said Xhaka will be the biggest beneficiary, and these people were making fun of me.
I was waiting for you to jump on that because I was waiting when Keerthi was mentioning. I was like, yeah, Ellen's going to jump on that for now. But I'll hold you, Keerthi, for a prediction for the Leicester game. What is the score line that you think that
I'm not sure, man. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. That's what I feel.
Okay, that is better than I think Ellen's prediction. Ellen, what do you see for Leicester?
We will lose it 2-0.
See,
We will lose
I
it
told
2-0
you.
because like we will be like defeating Benefica, and like we cannot win both, so we will lose this game.
Yeah, possible. I am hoping that we get 6 points out of 15 in the next 5 games. We'll see.
I'm going to go different as usual because I am always about winning the games. I think with the Benefica game, we'll keep a clean sheet. We'll get a 2-0 or a 3-0. That's what I'm thinking. And with the Leicester game, I think we'll win very narrowly. Yes, 2-1. We'll score 2 goals, and
I'll be happy if that happens.
The customary Vardy goal.
Yeah, definitely he will score.
He'll score, so we'll score 2 more goals is what I'm thinking. Anyways, it's been a nice pod, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Hopefully we could see after the victory against both the teams and making the progress in the Europa League game. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.